e azul, Malaka. Welcome to the Malaka podcast. Computer Love, Part 24.
When this guy named Josh matched with this girl named Michelle on Tinder in 2014 when they were in college, he instantly sent her a message. But Michelle waited 2 months to reply saying, "Hey, sorry, my phone died." 2 more months go by and Josh replies, "Hey, sorry, was in the shower." With her saying a month later, "Just saw this message. Sorry, I was in class." This went on for over 3 years, with Michelle texting him in 2017 saying, "Hey Josh, just wanted to get back to you really quickly. President's Day had me swamped recently. You know how it gets." He then responded 5 months later saying, "Sorry I haven't been quick to respond. I just got over a serious relationship when I was a sophomore in high school. It's been tough." After Josh posted about this on social media, it went viral. And this was the moment they finally got to meet for the first time on live TV. Tinder then sent them to Maui for their first date together.
Gay. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you're not supposed to say things like that, but I grew up a kid in the 90s, okay? So when I say that, I don't really mean that term. I mean this story is fucking stupid, okay? The odds of this actually happening in real life got to be 1,000,000,000 to 1. I don't believe this story. I think these two set this up. If this story is true, I mean, this looks like a Dirty Dancing situation. What I mean by that is she looks like she's 16 and this guy looks like he's at least 35. And didn't he say at one point he was actually getting over a breakup while they were talking back and forth? So, I mean, listen, the world of online dating is fucked up. We all know that. But even if the story is true, the odds, again, like I say, are very rare this shit happens. More than likely, this guy, would be either a serial killer or end up on Chris Hansen. But again, he seems like he was fishing for a while, looking for the right combo there. And listen, all guys do that, like in many ways. We do, kind of see what's out there, our options. I'm sure ladies do that too. And sometimes you just get back to someone later on and, you do a little thing, and shit happens. It happens. That's all. I'm just saying, do your research, make sure the person is legit and, whatever. Listen, I ended up talking to one person for, I think, the course of like 10 years back and forth shit. And I saw him online again. And, I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, I eventually fucked her. But the point is, you have to make sure that everything is right. That's all I'm saying. Okay? But the reality is there's a lot of fucked up shit out there. And of course, I got more stories for you. I mean, or else it'd be a shitty podcast. I got to please my 3 fans here. But I'm going to do something different. In the beginning of this podcast, I usually tell stories just about me. I tell the odd story here and there about someone, but I saw this random clip online. I thought I'd play it for you, as a good little intro. But I have 3 stories here that are pretty good, like about other people, what, other girls have told me about their experiences, So you guys be the judge here. I'm just saying, this is more likely to happen to a woman than fall in love with another normal person. It's not. There's nothing normal about online, ladies and gentlemen. This is, again, 1 in a fucking billion. It never happens. It was all, I'm telling you, Gen Z, is way nicer than millennials. That's for damn sure. But I got a story in the future that's going to tell you, otherwise there. Stay tuned if you're really bored. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the sad reality and what really happens. And what, my story from a guy's point of view. I don't speak for all guys out there, but it's pretty rough out there for us. But I'm sure it's even more rougher for women. So let's just get into it. So I talked to this one woman and, she seems pretty cool, and she's like, "Oh, so what's your craziest bad date experience like?" And I'm like, I wouldn't know where to begin. I got, including this episode, it's 24 episodes of this shit, plus a lot more coming, so stay tuned. But yeah, and she just, again, I don't blame her. She's one of these people that will probably ask you that question because she wants to say, her answer. So she said, all right, I had someone offer me money to come down and just do what he said. Nothing sexual, apparently. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know it's something sexual. There's probably these offers literally every few minutes online to some woman out there who's, there's guys out there that just prey on women like this, and I'm not saying she did it. I'm not saying that she would do it or consider doing it. I'm just saying, guys, we're well, I'm not going to group myself in this situation. Fuck that. But this guy, again, it has to be something sexual. Okay, maybe he's into some weird feet shit. Maybe it's something. It's something sexual. We all know that. But maybe he wants to watch her do something, or her watch him do something, or maybe it's just someone in Washington, part of some group that Trump is going to hire. The point is, I guarantee you it's going to be something sexual for sure. And again, these offers get offered all the time, and you got to watch out. All right, you better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Because it is something sexual, I have something relating to something about snow in a little bit. But the point is, you got to be careful, ladies, okay? That's what I'm saying. Guys, be careful too. Don't get me wrong, just, but at the same time, just be careful. Just be careful, And weren't they both on Tinder too? I mean, like on Tinder, they're both just like, Tinder's more of a, hey, what's up? You want to fuck? Yeah, like it's like that, right? I mean, you're a guy, you're trying to get laid, you're a woman, you want to get your bell off, and that's it. Just go with it. That was stupid. But the point is, just be careful. But here's another story for you. So I'm just talking to this other girl, and she's like, hey, what's going on? You're funny, blah 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 blah. And then again, she tells me her story. She goes, I had a guy talk to my boobs, not stared at them while he talked to me. He talked to them in a baby voice. Ladies and gentlemen, I love big titties as the next guy or girl, or in this day and age, it doesn't matter what you are. But the point is, I understand that. But have I ever baby talked, to a pair of tits? No, I haven't. I first of all, my mouth was full. Second, I think that's really creepy. I don't see the point in this. I clearly this person, I don't know, maybe is trying to control the boobs. Maybe he's trying to make him his. Maybe he thinks he's, I don't know, a baby again, and it's a whole, mother, weird kind of fetish. And yeah, he's got mom problems for sure. But yeah, that's fucked up for sure. But the point is, just, listen, I get it. Like, I've been on dates before where women have, like, very big tits, and it is hard to keep that concentration. And I get it, like that, like looking, ladies, you gotta understand something. I get it. You want to look good, but at the same time, it comes with a price. Like if you see something cool, you want to look at it. But if you see a big pair of tits, and if you're a guy and you happen to like that sort of thing, it's hard not to look away. But to actually, pull a whole, like baby-like voice and like talk to them, like, hey, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Boobs, I understand that you like to be sucked. Yes, I do. Even me doing this, I feel fucking creepy, and I'm not going to continue with this bullshit sketch. But the point is, it's very, very wrong, and I get it. It's a lot of guys' is weakness, and you know. Sorry, I was just thinking of big tits. The point is, it's just try to keep your mouth shut unless you're actually looking at her eyes. And I'm not, saying it's going to be easy, but just really try your best. Try. I get, like, listen, some women say, some crazy shit. They say some boring shit, funny shit, fucked up shit. And, they listen, if you got mom issues, chances are you're looking for your woman who has dad issues, and maybe somewhere along the line you will find some fucked up love together. But in the meantime, try to have a normal conversation. That's all. Just try to, keep it real. And do people still say that, or I don't know? No, they just meet on Tinder and hope for the best. Again, like the guy, and not to go back to the bullshit couple here, but like he seemed a lot. I mean, she seemed pretty short too. Don't get me wrong, but again, it's very. I don't know. It's maybe he plays basketball. I don't know. Maybe he. I don't know. Like, why wait? I mean, like. I know I said before I went back and forth and whatever, but she lived like out of the city. I'm assuming these people lived in the same city probably, and I just I don't I'm not that. I mean, I'm a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, but I'm not that patient. But point is, ladies and gentlemen, the whole baby voice thing, that's. There's no way women get off on that, right? I know there's a whole fetish out there with girls talking about. Or even guys talking about, and then, let's just group them all together. Fucked up people. I know they like to be treated as babies and all that. And, I remember Dave Attell had a show called Insomniac, and he actually went to one city where I'm never going to go. And like at nighttime, of course, this shit has to happen at night. Well, it's either that or they had the lights off. I don't know. Like either way, you can't do this shit in the daylight. But like it showed the whole room with people in there, and full-grown people with, like, in cribs and dressed as babies, and it's very, very disconcerting. My like, I'm not gonna lie to you, my parents are no fucking charmer either. But I don't want to jump in the crib and be rocked to sleep still. You know what I mean? So, but again, it's just try to again, tits. It's truly a beautiful thing. But the point is, no baby voice. That's just, you need fucking help, dude. So anyways, the same woman here talking to the same guy, still with him for some, or still with him in conversation at least. Ladies, I don't know how you do it, but anyways, so then she says, same guy, when I asked what he did at work that day, responded, "Oh, sweetheart, I could explain it, but you wouldn't understand. He sold ad space for a living." Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, watch videos on YouTube. I don't know, just trying to get through a 5-minute clip without, fucking 3 ads about VP protection. Is hard enough as it is, but who knows? I mean, maybe this guy was selling ad space for like Pornhub, or who knows what the fuck. I mean, but again, there's something fishy here. Or maybe he's using the whole game, I'm more mysterious and, more of a, an asshole than I appear to be, and I'm trying to be sneaky, and it's just it's very creepy. So again, let's just review so far. No baby voice. Okay, so, okay, wait a minute. Wait. Maybe he sells ad space for, like, for like Pampers or something. Maybe it's all weirdly connected. Maybe he's in this like weird baby world, where like not only does he, get off with like a pacifier, he can also do this for a living, and he's be able to, live his dream. And I'm really thinking this, overtime here, but again, just say what you do for a living. You don't have to be so cryptic. It's very simple. And if it is something cryptic, I mean, just say it. Who cares? I mean, like, people should know if you're a fucking freak, right in the beginning here. I mean, judging by the whole goo goo gaga talk here, you probably are. But just fucking be honest, guys. Like, and girls, of course, but it's fucking crazy, and yeah, we're just talking for a little bit more, whatever. And I got stories, you got stories, we can go on forever here. I'm up to 24 episodes, Jesus Christ. The point is, she had one more story. So she said, I got a guy who proposed after 3 weeks of talking and having never met each other. Told me that he loved me and I needed to know now if I loved him too.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 things. 1, I love Adam Sandler, and I love Jim Downey. 2, you've never met the person before, and you love them. I know, chances are this person, and has been for a very long time, absolutely insane. But you really got to wonder, like, what, like, after 3 weeks of talking and having never met each other, like that says it all right there. Okay. Now, even if you're saying this as a joke, I mean, which I believe it's not. I believe her. I believe this person, is insane. Like, what do you plan to accomplish with this? Like, do you think, okay, worst case scenario, if I propose to her now, she will definitely say yes to a first date in the 4th week. I mean, like, what is it here that seems remotely normal? Again, to love, the word love is, listen, I'm going to do a whole podcast one day about the word love. It's gone. It means nothing now. Okay. The only thing I know in life for sure I love 100%, and I'm including my family and friends, is pasta. That's it. That's the only thing I truly, absolutely love. But to love someone that you've never met before, it is just completely insane. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a shit what these kids are talking about. Which, by the way, let me bring up another great point here with those 2 Malakas. Or sorry, the Malaka and the Malako. You said you're what, in high school, then you're in college or whatever. Like, you're using dating. Like, first of all, don't you have to be like at least, well, I mean, Canada, the adult age in Ontario is 18, then 19, you get to drink and smoke. But in like 20, you got to be like 21, right? To drink and smoke and all that. I don't know what the age is, of being an adult or whatever. I guess it, depends if you're in, in a normal state or Alabama. But, you're using dating apps, really? Like, this early in life? I mean, in life, really? Like, you're in high school. You got girls everywhere. You're in college. You got slutty girls everywhere. Like, what do you... like, what are you trying to prove, man? You know, and I don't know. I mean, he seems like a decent dude, and he's tall, and I think tall chicks way better. I mean, thank God I'm 6'1", and and not like 5'2", because I've heard the struggle with short guys. It's pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie. I talked to a girl one time online. He was shorter than me. She was like 5'2" and whatever, and like she was white. She wasn't even like Chinese, and she, I guess, liked it, but not really. And I think deep down that girls don't like guys that are shorter than them. Remember that episode of Saved by the Bell where Jesse was talking to the guy there, and then they got up at the end of the table, and I mean, she's a tall woman. We all know that from Showgirls, but it was at least a foot difference after, and yeah, you should. Well, actually, no, 3 things. Sorry. So yeah, I love those 2 dudes. Number 2. Don't meet someone if they're already sitting down at a table. You got to get a good, height sense right there. And 3, this guy is completely batshit crazy. And again, this is the reality of what women have to deal with online here. I mean, again, you know my story. There's tons more sad stories coming. But, how about you meet someone? How about you talk to them on the phone, get a good sense of what they're about, and, really just get to know the person. And I was going to say, meet them. Actually meet them. It's insane. It's crazy. It really is. But ladies and gentlemen, there's still one more crazy story. And this one is pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. It's sad and very disturbing, but it's a good one. So, I was talking to this other woman online, and she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Hey, what's going on with you? Hey, I've only been talking to you for 3 hours. I love you." No, I'm kidding. Holy fuck, that guy's a dickhead. The point is, everything's going good. Blah blah blah. Whatever. Again, we're starting to swap some opinions on online dating and all this shit. Whatever. And she's like, I was like, what about your stories and blah, blah, blah. And, of course, she's got one in the chamber here. So she says, guess I meant worse online dating story, that I have. And I said, like, well, I'm going to have to fill up a fucking library. By the way, if anybody's listening that's like a millennial and younger, I'll explain to you what a library is later. The point is, she goes into her own little thing here, and she said, I was talking to a guy who was a chef. I asked what was for dinner, and he sent me a picture of a plate of lines of cocaine. And when he found out I had a 24-year-old daughter, he said, I'd rather sleep with her. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a lot to dissect here. Lines of cocaine.
All I have in this world is my balls and my word, and I don't break them for no one. You understand? That piece of shit up there, I never liked him. I never trusted him. For all I know, he had me set up and had my friend Angel Fernandez killed. But that's history. Right here, he's not. If you want to go on with me, you say it. If you don't, then you make a move.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 things. 1, I love Al Pacino. One of my favorite actors of all time. Got to do a podcast on him, obviously, one day. And 2, you never know. I mean, she could be talking to him. I don't know. Again, Scarface, awesome movie. We all know that. But at the same time, it is. This is. But she could be. talking to R. Kelly. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, let's try to dissect this. Okay, so obviously, like who doesn't want to date a chef? Okay, if you're a guy, girl, it doesn't matter. You like again, you don't expect them to cook a gourmet meal every night. But it's a plus. I've always said everybody out there should be able to cook at least one meal. Like I'm not saying you got to be, Emerald Lagasse. Fuck happened to that guy? I don't know. Bam, 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 and then bam, out of here. The show is shit. But anyways, make one good meal, right? So okay, so he's a chef, so that's that's cool. He knows his way around the kitchen. All right. But then when you say, like I have lines of cocaine on a plate for you, it's not. And again, I mean, like if this was the '80s, as far as I remember, that line, pardon the pun, might have worked. I mean, but in 2024, we got a lot of cameras out there, people listening, screenshotting shit, and yeah, man, you're fucked. But then so to mix that in with possibly being a drug user and or drug dealer, you're also hitting on a woman who is older. But at the same time, you find out she has a 24-year-old daughter. And you think it's okay to say, I'd rather sleep with her. So, holy fucking shit. Good Lord. I mean, this is why I don't go out anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what I'm going to... I don't know, like, like if I mean, I worked a club one time and... like I found a little, you find the little baggies in the urinals and, you kind of think to yourself, well, the garbage is, literally 2 feet away. You couldn't just throw it in there. And some cleaners have to go in there, and I know it's their job to clean it, but really? I mean, it's covered in piss and fuck, you feel sorry for these people. But, again, like, the whole pedophilia, aspect of this, I mean, holy shit! It is, holy, so like, you don't know if this guy has his own drug island or it's, fucking Epstein Island. You just don't know. So, and I'm just like, this is like fucking crazy. And of course, I asked her, can you please send me the picture? And she. Just like that, she sent me the picture. And again, guys, girls, weirdos out there. I know it's an audio podcast, so I'm going to do my best to describe this picture, and just bear with me here. I think it's worth it. So here's the irony in this. And again, I don't do cocaine. I've never done cocaine. I've given up friendships because of people that do cocaine. I did a podcast about cocaine, so it's all there, okay? But I know I might seem like sometimes I'm on cocaine, but I just really like Diet Cola because I eat like a fat ass, and for some reason I think drinking, Diet Cola will, solve my diet. But like even I know if you put cocaine on a white plate, it's very hard to see all of it. And like the irony is like he's using a white plate, but it's on a black table, and he's using what appears to be a black, I don't even think it's a straw. Like I think it's an actual cocaine, snorting little tube device. I mean, it looks like it's a good size to do a good amount of blow, and he's got like one really thin line of coke that seems to be maybe, I don't know, like 2.5 inches, but then he has a really big fat line of coke. I mean, really fucking fat. Like even if you have like a decent sized pinky, I mean, it's even bigger than that, but it's like the size of like probably the average middle finger. So I don't know, maybe that's the shit on the side and he's still trying to separate it and whatever. But either way, on the plate, there is a like a fluorescent yellow bag, like one of those tall little baggies of Coke, and it's pretty much 3/4 filled. I mean, it's basically like it looks like an 8-ball amount. Now, before you say I've never done Coke before, but then how do you know what an 8-ball is? Two things. One, let me explain to the people who have never done Coke before, and that includes me, by the way, what an 8-ball is. If you ever watched the movie Goodfellas, there is a scene where, he's got the girl on the side there, the one that, one of, his wife's friends, and, like, remember they're walking out the bedroom and she kind of like hits the wall, and, one day they're going to fuck, and they do, and, of course, because, that's what happens. And, but there's a scene where he goes to the apartment and he has her like mixing Coke and literally making 8-balls. So it's like the size of like a little Timbit donut. I mean, that's a reference to Canada. I'm sure Tim Hortons is going to love that comparison. But I don't know. I got my own story about those fuckers, but I'll talk about them in the future. The point is, it's like a little, like, you go to Dunkin' Donuts or Dunkin', because people are going to forget, donuts are fattening, if they cut out donuts. Oh, Christ. But anyways, yeah, so it's like the size of, the little circle ball donuts. Whatever, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. The point is, it's like that amount, okay? So it's a good amount of cocaine here. So, he could be a chef. Maybe he's using that as a slang term, whatever. What you don't want to do is put your bank card on the table in plain sight, especially if you're taking a picture. Now, I got to give him credit. He did turn the card over, or maybe he's so high, he didn't even know it's there. And maybe, this is like a 50-50 chance he actually put it on the wrong side. And I mean, he didn't sign it or nothing, but at the same time, you can look at it. Now, I can tell personally, in Canada, we have a bank called TD Canada. You can tell it's that kind of card. Okay, it's green. It's pretty obvious. Okay, so again, if this woman gets to know this person, which I really hope she doesn't, gets the name. I mean, she's already got a lot of information right there. I'm sure if you really focus in on it, you can maybe see some info in the back there. He didn't seem to write anything on there. That's good, I guess, but even still, it may not be the brightest move. And then he has this one thing. He's got he's got a tissue on the side of the plate. It looks like it's flat. Underneath the tissue on one side, it appears to be a cigarette. Is a cigarette laced? Is it a joint? Who the fuck knows? And then he has like a $5 bill. You can see like a quarter of it, and he has some other shit on here too. It looks like it could be a wheel from a vacuum or something. I don't know. Like he's doing coke off the floor, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't know. The $5 bill to me in Canada is always weird. I mean, now it's like made of plastic. It's got like holograms and shit. And I don't know. Speaking of Epstein Island, for some reason it has a bunch of kids on it. But the point is, we're going to get back to the pedophile thing in a second here. But the point is, it's not a good scene, man. And on top of that, if you're talking about, maybe he got into a fight with this girl, and he says, "Oh yeah, I don't want you anymore. I want to fuck your daughter." Oh yeah, holy fuck. But this is again, ladies and gentlemen, like going back to the original young and out of it couple. There's no fucking way that's going to last. There's no way. I mean, it's going to get to a point where, I don't know, my guess is he's going to, like, take off for 6 months, and he's probably going to message her and still think it's cute. Like, hey, I know I've been distanced for 6 months, but instead of telling you I don't like you, I'm just going to fucking disappear. We're going to do this again. LOL. Smiley face. Coke line. The point is, it's really crazy out there, guys. So again, the odds of this happening to you are very rare. But the odds of the 3 stories I just told you happening are probably very good. So all I'm saying is, be careful. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting and thrilling powder episode of Computer Love. Part 24.
You have 113 new messages.
Oh my.
Yeah, I was just wondering, where the newspaper boy was. Haven't seen the newspaper in a couple days. Wondering if you ever gonna come back. Guess who? Sorry to leave you so many messages. Just lonely here, thinking about the muscle-bound paper boy. Wishing he'd come by and bring me some good news. Where are you? Oh, you're starting to piss me off, you little piglet son of a bitch. Go